from the government?
Well, as a matter of fact, and as a sane Nigerian, it was not well received at all because this is not the point. I mean, this is not the time we should be talking about fuel pump price increase. You know, coming to the last thing you said when you were giving us the background about the promise of the president to the organized labor
Labor
about
force.
choosing between the 250,000 naira minimum wage and the fuel price increase and taking the 70,000 naira and the fuel price remains. You know, it's quite unfortunate that how do we even justify that statement? Could it be that the number one citizen of this nation who should be a symbol of dignity, a symbol of integrity, deceived these people because you had said something for them to accept the offer of 70,000 naira as a minimum wage, but you, in is it even up to 3 months now? You went back on your promise. So this calls for serious, it is something we should look very seriously into. Now, coming to this news that started flying around yesterday, since yesterday, the announcement of the fuel pump price increase is quite unfortunate that it's coming at this moment because as it is now, our economy is not smiling. As it is now, there is hunger everywhere. As it is now, the purchasing power of the masses is already dropping. And for you to now increase price in an economy that is over dependent on oil, so for you to increase the PMS price at this moment, you have already destroyed the purchasing power of the masses because sorry please because the truth remains that in such situation, when we have this kind of situation, it leads to increased price of foods and the price of foods and goods and other items that the masses will need to have access to. So if we have been talking about, like I was telling somebody this morning, we said there is hunger in the land. I said we are moving from the era of hunger to famine. That is what we are moving into with this announcement that was just made. I pray that the government will see reasons for them to drop this increase, to go back on their decision to increase it. They have to drop it.
All right, thank you very much. In your expert's opinion, what are the immediate and long-term implications of this increase on the Nigerian economy and the daily life of citizens?
All right, it has always been the same. Both the immediate and the long time implication, the aftermath of this increase has always been the same in the country. Number one, in few days after now, everyone should be expecting inflation. Is going to eat the roof of every man's house in few days time, because the truth remains that higher fuel prices definitely leads to increased transportation costs. Now look, if you go out this morning now, you see everybody at the bus stop. There were no even vehicles to convey them. Now the little vehicles that are even available, if you see what they are calling as price. I dropped my car at home. I decided to come out. I wanted to experience what it would be like today going out of your house. What I saw is nothing to write home about. So definitely inflation will hit our roofs. That's what we'll be experiencing even starting from yesterday until the government is able to do something to cushion the effect of this increase if they are not going back on their decision. Now, because there will be increase in transportation cost, and this will definitely lead to inflation, like I said the other time, and it will reduce the purchasing power of the masses. Everybody were just grumbling this morning as we're coming. Yeah. Now, secondly, okay, there's something that this will also do. It will affect the SMEs, the small and medium entrepreneurs. It will definitely affect them, and even the big industry players will also pay some prices because of this, because there's going to definitely be the cost of production is going to increase. There will be a rise in the cost of production, and this automatically affect cost of goods in the market. So it becomes difficult for manufacturers to thrive in this economy, because we all depend on this oil. This is the source of energy for us. So it becomes difficult for manufacturers. I pray that in few months from now, if this persists, that we will not see some industry folding up. So this is a big mess that we have found ourselves.
Yeah, but in previous instances of fuel price hikes, inflation has often followed. Do you believe the government has any effective measures in place to cushion the impact of this inevitable inflation?
If we are going to be sincere with ourselves, the previous one that we have experienced in this country, what has let me now limit it to this present government. What have they been able to do to cushion the effect of that? When they said subsidy is gone, even though we are still paying it. When they said subsidy is gone and the hike moved from 185 naira to 580, what did the government put in place to cushion the effect of that? The masses suffered it. So it's still the same thing that will happen. The masses are going to still suffer it. Now, this government has been able to eradicate. We used to have the rich, the what do we call them now? The medium class and the poor. But now it's either you are rich or you are poor, because no thanks to the policies of this government, their policies have crashed what we used to call the middle class rather. The policies that they've been rolling since their emergence have destroyed what we used to call the middle class. There's nothing like, it's if you are deceiving yourself. There's nothing like middle class anymore. So this economy is either we have the rich or the poor. So because policies that keep instead of promoting the economy, policies that rather than promoting manufacturing of goods and items, keeps killing the power of manufacturers. Such economy cannot produce middle class. Such economy cannot elevate people out of poverty life. So it won't work. So if you look, I sat down to study the policies of this present government. I asked myself, is it that there is an hidden agenda, number one? Or is it that they don't actually know what they are doing? Or is it that they are doing this on purpose to break the power of the masses? Because I sat down, I tried to think about it. I can't actually seem to fathom anything out of the way they bring out their policies. Because the reason behind this hike in price, I still don't understand it.
All right, thank you. Let's look at the refineries. With the